Hey folks, this is Marcel, back again with The Pulse. Today we're going to loop back, as I promised, and talk about David Sinclair's role in the FDA being sued by Natural Products Association, and the FDA specifically detaining a shipment of NMN. Now I know that there is some panic out there. I've got it myself. I woke up this morning and I heard from a lot of people who were ordering a lot of NMN. And even the company that they're ordering it from, DoNotAge, is talking about having to hire new people to work in the warehouse to get it all shipped out. Like, that's what's going on. Since yesterday, all of this has happened. And I had this uneasy feeling when I woke up. It was not a great feeling. You know, you may think, oh man, this guy has a channel. He talks about NMN and he has a code. And he benefits. This channel benefits partially, a little bit, when people use the code. But people save a lot more. They save 10% when they order it. And to me, that's a good thing. And they get pure NMN and they're happy with it. They're happy with it or they wouldn't order it. But today's not a happy day. Today is a very frustrating day. This is not the way anybody wants this to go. And I hope that this ends up, in the end of it all, in a better situation for everybody. But what happened in Kentucky, this confiscated NMN, this is on Sinclair. This is on David Sinclair. He caused this. And he should testify. He should testify before the federal judge and talk about how he touted this natural ingredient, how he talked about giving it to his own father and the parents of people in his lab, and how they had these miraculous results from it, and then how he tried and is trying to take it off the market and make it an exclusive pharmaceutical drug. I really want him to answer for this. He deserves some public embarrassment for the things that he's done, and he's been getting that this year in various forms for other things that he's done, other actions and other things that he's said. And I've asked one time, where does this end? Where does a ban on this natural ingredient end that elderly people primarily take? A few pro athletes, but it's primarily the elderly that are taking and experiencing their benefits from NMN. Whether you believe it or not, we feel better when we take it, an aging population. And that's who they're picking on. And so when they take NMN away, they're literally taking it out of the hands of little old ladies. The elderly are the ones suffering here. The government is causing this suffering. Metro Biotech is causing this suffering. David Sinclair is the primary reason that elderly people can't get the supplement he touted for years in his book, in his speeches, in his podcasts, and guess what else? Only in the USA. Only in the USA have they confiscated NMN. This happened in the USA. A notice of FDA action issued to an NPA member on August 13th, that's the NPA that is suing the federal government now, regarding a shipment of NMN 5 kilograms, imported into the U.S. and detained. In a partially redacted version of the document obtained by Natural Products Insider, it's redacted because they took the name of the company, the NPA member, off of the document. That's it. The article is subject to refusal of admission pursuant to Section 801A3 in that it appears to be a new drug within the meaning of Section 201P without an approved new drug application. A natural ingredient, guys, that exists in your body, that's always existed in your body, that exists in the food supply, that exists in milk. What is a judge going to say? They're confiscating it because they're saying, oh, this could be a new drug. Could be a new drug. It's not yet even a drug. David Sinclair said it will take 2 to 3 years for this to become an exclusive pharmaceutical drug. The shipment of detained NMN arrived on July 11th at the port of entry in Louisville, Kentucky, the FDA document shows. And the importer had until September 3rd to respond to the notice. The FDA notice stated the firm, and again, that was redacted, had the right to offer testimony to FDA regarding the admissibility of the article or the manner in which the article can be brought into compliance. I guess they have to take the NMN out of the bottles, then it can be brought into compliance. This has only happened in the United States. They arrested the CEO of Telegram in France. And I'm all for free speech. But when there are crimes against children going on a platform, I'm not pro-crime. And so there needs to be some guardrails. And in France, they've taken a controversial action to arrest a high-profile billionaire CEO. But they haven't confiscated NMN. They're not taking old people's NMN in France. They haven't confiscated NMN in Germany. They haven't confiscated NMN in the UK or Canada or Mexico or anywhere else for that matter. It's widely and freely available in the rest of the world. This is only happening in the United States. And this is how the government and the drug industry operate. They cause fear and panic. They cause fear to get you to buy their drugs. They show elderly people in their ads that can't play with their grandchildren. Then they take the drug and then they can suddenly laugh and giggle and hold their grandchildren again. They prey on the elderly. They target specifically that demographic through their ads on television, through their ads on the internet. I've had people watch my videos and tell me they just got a drug ad in the middle of it. We are targeted as aging Americans by the drug industry, and it is allowed and empowered by the U.S. federal government. So this is their playbook. Fear, manipulation, panic. They're making you afraid now to buy and take a natural ingredient, afraid that you're not going to be able to get it anymore, potentially for years. And when you do get it, it's going to be some kind of exclusive pharmaceutical drug run by the same drug industry causing this fear. A judge needs to hear these arguments. He needs to be informed of what's going on. And Sinclair has chosen where he used to represent a natural ingredient community, and he encouraged it and empowered it, and in large part created the NMN market and the NMN community, just like this channel. Now he has chosen to represent that fear and panic and frankly evil faction of government meets drug industry meets medical industry, where doctors can stipulate and control what you can take, and you have to go ask their permission. I mentioned those drug ads. Do you know what's happened? And the AMA admitted to this. The elderly people, afraid, are going to their doctors demanding that they be prescribed various drugs that they saw on television. This is just awful. This is just terrible, and it's not being stopped. It's hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars that's being spent on such ads. So when the lawyers for NPA state that this is going to have impact for many years to come on many other ingredients and innovation in discovering more natural ingredients that people can take and supplement their food supply with, NMN is just the beginning. We're either going to suffer the impacts of these decisions, or we're going to turn a corner and start to improve this situation for our aging adults and the future aging adults, which are our young people. So yes, it is with a heavy heart that I encourage you guys to stock up on NMN and frankly do a bit of panic buying, because we might not have it for a while. And I just think better safe than sorry. At least I'd rather have it locked up in my freezer or my refrigerator, safe and sound, until this storm blows over. Ultimately, no one's going to buy more NMN than they would have otherwise. They're just front-loading it right now, getting it, stocking up on it, and trying to play it safe while it's still available. It's a shame. It's frustrating. But David Sinclair caused this situation. David Sinclair needs to answer some questions in front of a judge. And I hope that's what happens soon. Thanks for watching. I'll continue to keep you guys posted.